The fluorescent lights in Ward D buzzed like a tired hive. Sophia worked the overnight shift often. The clock read 0:13. Her feet ached. Her eyes wanted to close. She walked the corridor once at the start. Checked monitors. Straightened blankets. The hospital at night remembered in halting breaths. The smell of disinfectant and boiled coffee sat in the air like fog. At 1:02 a.m. monitor in room 3 beeped. Sophia found Mrs. Calder awake, staring at the ceiling. The woman mouthed words Sophia could not hear. "He will come back," Mrs. Calder whispered. Sophia wrote it down. Small things began to shift. A supply closet swung open with no one there. A faucet turned on and stopped. A muted TV played children's laughter in a wing where no child had visited. Sophia told herself the building made noises. People were tired. The mind fills empty spaces with reason. Room 2 had been empty earlier. Now a bedside monitor flashed the name J. M. Pryor. The bed was made. A tiny pair of shoes sat beside it, damp and scuffed. No chart. No 4. Sophia felt the room tilt. She called, "Hello?" A soft scuff answered. The monitor pulsed. The word mother flashed across the screen for a breath and vanished. Her palms went cold. She searched the records. No J. M. Pryor. Older notes hinted at a child brought in a year ago after an accident on the service road. Names were archived. People moved on. Sophia could not leave the small shoes on the floor. A small voice said, "I'm scared." Sophia had no children, but she had learned to carry others' needs. "I'll stay with you," she said. Memories filled the room like dust motes. A curtain stirring. A toy car rolling boiled potatoes at noon. The monitor held each like a photograph. The child did not speak in sentences. The voice answered in bright sounds. Sophia told the child stories to keep her own voice steady. At 3:11 a.m., figure paused in the doorway. He wore a patient's gown. His face was a shadow. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "We keep what the world cannot hold." Sophia held the tiny shoe. "Let him go," she said. The man spoke a memory as if it were a thing to gather and keep. Fear rose sharp. The man reached out. The room filled with motion. A child running headlights. A quick cry. Sophia's knees hit the floor. She clutched the shoe. When the light snapped back, the bed was empty. The shoes lay folded on the blanket. The man said he needed someone to say his name. Now he can leave. Sophia wanted proof. Footsteps, a hand, a laugh that proved a child had been there. Instead, she had an echo and a bruise of memory. She wrote a report. Her supervisor read it and offered tired sympathy. "Long night dreams," she said. Sophia kept the shoe in a paper bag. At home, the apartment felt too quiet. After she turned off the lamp, a faint laugh sounded at the edge of sleep, like a bell dropped into water. It was not danger. It was small and patient. Sophia could not let the small shoes be a single oddity. In the slow hours between shifts, she slipped into the records room. The air there tasted of dust and old ink. Under a stack of yellowing files, she found a thin folder labeled Unclaimed. Inside was a photograph of a boy with a crooked smile and a bruise on his cheek. Someone had penciled J. M. Pryor on the back. The file's notes were brief and blunt. Brought in after an accident, pronounced no family not found. The words felt like final brakes on a train. Yet the photograph was stubbornly alive. Sophia copied the image and put the folder back. She could not change what had happened. She could keep the name. After that, she listened differently. If a bed had no visitors, she would say the patient's name as she passed. When charts left family blank, she would speak one small detail about the person, a shared laugh, a favorite sweater, so they would not vanish into a line on a screen. The act was simple, almost childish, but it steadied her. A retired nurse noticed and smiled with a private understanding. "We did that once," she said. "People forget names. Names hold a shape." Her voice suggested a whole history of small, bright rituals that the day shift never saw. Words spread quietly. New nurses asked what to do when a room hums with someone no longer there. Sophia showed them the small thing. Say the name. No paperwork. No proof. just a voice willing to carry a missing thing briefly through the dark. The shoe eventually disappeared from Sophia's drawer. Perhaps someone tucked it away where it felt less lonely. Maybe it was returned to dust. The bag sat empty. The name stayed in Sophia's mouth like a tiny prayer. Saying the name did not mend the past. It did not bring people back. But it gave the ward a softer edge. Machines still beeped. Fluorescent lights still buzzed. Yet the ward felt less hollow in places. It was a small mercy, and in that work-worn place small mercies counted. People asked what she had lost. She would only answer, "Not anything that belonged to me." That was true. She had gained a task. Remembering became part of her work. It fit beside the charts and the medicine in the night. One night a young nurse found a small shoe in Sophia's desk. "Why keep this?" she asked. Sophia handed her the shoe and said, "Say his name tonight. That is all." The nurse did. In the dark, a soft laugh answered, and the ward did not feel so heavy. Saying the name was a small ritual that kept some space open for things hospitals were not built to hold, but sometimes must. Sometimes all the lost ask for is a voice to call them by name. Sophia had learned that listening could be as important as any treatment. The last line of her report read, "Remembered."